right.
Everybody get their yawns out now, especially you.
Sorry.
All right, welcome to Schnozzcast, episode 38. Wow, 38 for Sunday, September 15th, 2019. Looking over across the table, Mr. Zaleski, how you feeling?
Tired.
You're going to get into that in a minute. I'm sure you guys have some stories to tell. And the effervescent, radiant Danielle.
Hello.
How's everybody?
Good. Good. Just trying to recover from our trip.
All right. Well, before we get into that, let me get into the housekeeping because I was just listening to episode 36, trying to get it ready to put out on the various platforms and such. And I didn't realize that Nick had made such a kerfuffle about me not following normal protocol.
Yes.
So yeah. So we're missing Mr. Nick Bader tonight. He's off on special assignment, but we expect him to be back next weekend. I know we do have one plan tonight for a special guest, and that is Mr. Todd Dillon, who's made himself available to call in.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so when time comes, we'll have to swing. Maybe we'll just use this microphone right here. We'll swing that down, put the phone in the middle of the table.
Sounds good.
Hopefully that'll work. Although, maybe I'll switch to that mic, and then we put the phone over here away from electronic stuff. Anyway, yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm totally available. I'm just going to be watching football. So we'll do what we tried to do last episode with a couple people with no notice, and they were like, I can't talk right now.
Not a good time.
Yeah, so we'll do that. We are recording this for YouTube, but are we doing Facebook Live too?
No live.
Yeah. Nick was kind of a last minute departure for a special assignment tonight, so we didn't have any artwork or notification to put out for Facebook, so we're just going to do the audio and YouTube and call it good.
That works.
Yeah, so you guys, tell me about your trip. You just got back, had a productive nap.
Yes.
To make it over for the podcast. Tell the folks where you were at, what you saw, what you did.
We were in Oscoda, Michigan.
Okay, and tell the listeners what significance Oscoda has for you specifically. I know it's family related, but
yeah, we every summer, my family and extended family would get together and we'd all meet in Oscoda for a week, and they have these little cottages and all that you can rent. We always stayed at the same place, the El Cortez, which is now Matiki, but it's still all the same cabins and cottages that were when it was the El Cortez. So
it's probably not a big place, right?
Well, I mean,
as far as number of cabins.
I mean, technically it is now because they own like 4 different properties that are all combined in one.
Oh.
But the actual like El Cortez area that we stayed at, it's pretty small. I think there was like what, maybe 10?
Yeah, maybe 10.
Maybe 10 kind of cabins on that little part of the beach.
Given the history of your family going up there for vacations, was there a specific cabin that you guys always stayed at?
No, it always kind of rotated. My Boosh and Judge, my mom's mom and dad, they always had this one specific one. But it was kind of off, like back more by the road. So I did book one that had a real nice view to the water.
Cool.
But well,
however,
we got in there, we got the key and everything for it, and we walked in, and Don and Angie were with us, and I'm like, oh, let's check out the room situation.
No, so you guys had planned on you were all going to just stay in one cabin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this cabin said it slept 6.
Right, and you told them we've got 4. Just the
yeah,
4.
I put on the reservations. There's going to be 4 of us.
Right.
So nothing was said that. Oh no! Wait a second.
They said, "Oh, we got cabin number 4 ready for you down by the water. It's going to be great."
As a matter of fact, it was 34 was the number,
okay.
And we walked in. I mean, it was real nice. You could tell they just redid everything inside. The bathroom was real nice. Had this really sweet like steel shower thing that had 2 shower heads and all that. I'm like, oh, okay.
And the sink had like a overflowing,
a cascading waterfall.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So, and there was only one door left that was closed when we got in. I'm like, oh, that's obviously where you go off to the bedrooms. And so I opened the door and I peek in and I'm like, oh boy, that's one bedroom. And there's
Oh, the whole place just had the one bedroom.
yeah,
How many beds in the bedroom?
One, like a queen.
Really?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, they said on the website, like I remember reading it before I booked it, making sure that it would fit us.
Yeah.
There is a pull-out couch. However,
If you were to pull the couch out, it literally goes right to the end of the one countertop in the kitchen,
Okay.
which blocks anyone coming out from the bedroom.
Right, you're stepping on the bed to
Yes.
get to the
Yeah.
kitchen.
So,
or to get to the bathroom.
Oh boy.
so yeah, if in the middle of the night, if Don and Angie were on the pull-out, at first I said, I'm like, well, we'll just rotate, each night.
Yeah, one night it'll be you and Danielle in the bedroom. Next night it'll be you and Don. Next night it'll be...
That's right.
Right.
So they're like, oh, that's fine. And Don did not care about anything. He was just happy to be up there and hanging out. I could tell Angie was a little kind of like, and then
Uber.
and then at night, had one of us had to go to whoever was in the bedroom if they had to go to the bathroom, you would have had to wake them up to be like, hey, I need to get off the bed real quick because I gotta go to the bathroom. Fold the bed up, go to the bathroom, then come back out and go back in the bedroom. They can pull the bed back out.
Yeah.
So, like, we should probably go to the front. Oh, that's what. So we plan on going to the front desk to get sheets and pillows and everything for the pull-out bed.
Right. Because mind you, we had unpacked everything out of the car.
Yeah, we already had everything moved in there too.
Okay.
All on the counters and all that.
In the fridge.
Somebody started making margaritas already.
That's basically
I made all the ice.
Yeah.
basically the point we were at, yeah. And so we go back to the little front desk area, or front office, I should say. And this time, all four of us walked in, because before it was just Don and I that went in to get the reservation. And we were explaining the situation to her, she's like, oh, there should be sheets on both beds. I'm like, no, there's one bed. She's like, there's not sheets on the other one? I'm like, it's a pull-out bed. Like, there's nothing on it. It's a couch right now. She's like, oh, what cabin are you in? So I tell her, she's like, oh yeah, that has two bedrooms. I'm like, nope, it's got one. So she pulls out the book and she's like, oh yeah, that's a one bedroom. She's like, it's gonna be kind of tiny for four adults to stay in.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, yeah, it is a little bit. She's like, well, we can switch you. I'm like, well, if we can do that, awesome. But at the same turnaround, are we going to owe another like $150 to have a bigger cabin? Surprisingly, she's like, oh, this number someone said number 29. She's like, number 29 is open for the weekend, and it's same exact price.
2 rooms.
Yeah, with 2 bedroom. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll take that one then. So she was real cool about it. Switched us over, and it was a little older than the other one we were in.
Yeah, it wasn't like updated or anything.
But
there's no way you could have talked her into like, why don't you just give us that one too?
Yeah, I guess we could have thought about doing that, but it all worked out because at the end of the night, the first night we hung out in the cabin for a while, all of us watching TV, hanging out, drinking, and all that. And then the following night, we were sitting on the beach, and that's another good story with the bonfire. But we were sitting there, and it started to rain a little bit, so we all went back inside, and we were able to sit there and all hang out with each other and all that, and watch TV. And so yes, it was nice having everyone together. So it wasn't, if we were in 2 separate cabins,
Yeah.
I'm sure we would have ended up hanging out all together in one anyways.
We wouldn't have all been able to hang out in the other one.
Right.
Yeah, there was
No
no
way.
Because if Don and I
You'd all be in the same pull-out couch.
Yeah, there was one couch with 3 cushions.
Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice all sort of shoulder
Yeah.
to shoulder.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Watching Johnny Carson.
it was nice because in the second one,
In my story, Johnny Carson is still playing at the Elk Grove.
of course, and because in the one we were at, the 3 of us, me, Don, and Danielle, were able to sit on the couch, and there was like a lazy boy that Angie got to sit in. So
Okay.
it worked out pretty well, and it was a very, very nice trip, very nice weekend.
Cool. Yeah, I saw a bunch of pictures that you guys were posting, but I didn't see. I saw one picture from Angie, but it was just like a picture of the moon or whatever. For some reason, you're the only one I saw in any picture, and I'm like, I don't know why that is. So there was no mention. I'm like, did Don die on this trip?
Well,
Because he wasn't in any pictures, and there was nothing from him, no mention of him, no like, hey, we're up here with Angie and Don having a great time. And I'm like, I think Don is dead. I think he died at the El Cortez.
Well,
Ascota took Don from us.
Well, poor Don.
Soon.
Poor Don had no cell phone service.
Okay.
Anywhere.
yeah, he literally had nothing.
Not even. He couldn't even connect to the Wi-Fi for some
provider
reason.
does he have?
T-Mobile.
Oh.
Yeah, but like he couldn't even get on the
Sorry,
Wi-Fi
T-Mobile
where the
fans.
rest of us all were able to get on the Wi-Fi.
What?
He couldn't even. I don't know.
So he had
it wouldn't let him
shitty
on.
carrier and a shitty phone on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which he's got a new phone too. He said.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's probably he probably didn't get it set up right.
Well,
That's what he was
and that's what
saying.
Angie kept on saying. He's like, there's probably something turned off on this.
Yeah.
But it was, again, it was Don. So we're like,
I know.
oh, hey, Angie's like, let me look at it. He's like, for what?
For what? Right. I can just picture Don too in the store where they're like, "All right, Mr. Hicks. So here's the phone we're gonna give you. I just need to go to the back room for a second, but I'll be right back and I'll set up that phone for you." He's like, "All right." And then it was probably after like 30 seconds, we're like, "Well, I don't feel like waiting, so I'm just gonna walk out, get in my car. I'm sure it'll end up working somehow."
But even he was like, I mean, it is what it is. And he just was like, I don't care.
He didn't care at all that he.
Apparently not.
And
No.
so then,
But that actually would be a cool vacation to do. I've never done it. Like a weekend where you just like, you take no electronics, nothing, no Wi-Fi, you just unplug, you're off the grid. Yeah. Well, I think we're all in the same boat. We're like, that sounds like, oh, before you take this trip, why don't you just throw all your clothes away and you have to walk around naked the entire time? You're like, no, I'm not down with that. It would be hard to do, but I bet it would probably feel good. At the
well,
end.
in all actuality, I mean, I really didn't have my phone with me much of the trip, much of the weekend that we were up there.
No.
Because, the first night I left it in the cabin, and then the only reason I even brought it down to the water with us yesterday was to take pictures.
Right.
And that was it. So, but it was funny because we went to it's called Eagle's Nest.
Okay.
It's this overlook on a sand dune that you can see.
Hitler Eastone.
Yes. It was quite the scenic Nazi view up there. But Don was really interested in going to see it because he took his mom there like 20 years ago or something. And so we ended up tracking it down after some shoddy GPS directions.
Yeah.
It basically took us back past where we needed to go, and then around this little like court area, and then it was telling us to go back past the actual location to take this back road that literally was like, you could tell it was like an ATV trail. And I got about a quarter of the way into that trail. I'm like, yeah, there's no turning around on this thing, so we better back up. But we actually found the actual entrance to it.
Okay.
So we walk out and beautiful overlook, and all of a sudden Don's phone just starts going crazy.
Don got signal on the Eagle's Nest.
Only spot. He got service.
The Eagle's Nest is probably just T-Mobile's code word for cell tower.
Right?
Yeah, so that was the only time. I mean, his phone was going nuts. It was ding, 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 ding.
Well, even on the way home today, once we got maybe
past,
like 20 minutes out, his phone was going nuts again.
Right. Don, are you still alive?
Right. We haven't heard from you.
Right. All the plants are dead, Don.
And it was funny too because he did mention the day prior, was it this past Saturday, that they had the St. Linus Festival.
Okay.
And Don had gone up there with Pat and a bunch of them and hung out in the beer tent. He came up to Ray's afterwards, and apparently Angie was like, "Hey, I'm going to be leaving soon. If you need a ride home." He's like, "No, that's too early for me. I'm not going to go." Apparently, he started yelling at Angie for offering a ride. and this story's coming from Don, so.
Yeah.
And he yeah, I don't know why I got upset with Angie. I probably should have left then. And then Pat ended up leaving, and I guess Pat was like, "Hey, Don, if you want to ride home, I'm going home." And I guess Don got upset with him and told him no, he's not going.
What?
So.
He said he had too many shots.
He did. He did mention.
So, every time I think I know Don, I'm like, I really don't know Don.
Oh, just wait. So
right.
Don says the next thing he remembers was waking up in between a trailer and the bumper of someone's car.
What?
On Kingsbury Street. So he's like, I woke up. He's like, I'm looking around. He's like, I see the two street signs. There's Kingsbury and something or other.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was so messed up. He's like, I had to Google myself home, even though he was basically like 5 blocks from his house.
God.
So I told him, like, Don, this weekend, one way is water, the other way is the road. you got to stay on the beach. You can't just go wandering off.
Right.
The next thing you know, you're going to be 400 yards out in the water.
Yeah, that's all you need.
so we had to keep a close eye on Don this weekend, but he made it through.
Are you, sorry to interrupt, Danielle, are you cold?
No, I'm fine, actually.
Oh.
Are you?
Thinking about putting that fan on?
Go ahead.
Sure.
I was thinking about that.
Okay, yeah.
The second we got down
Keep
here.
talking, I'll do it.
So yeah, Don made it through. He's still alive and kicking. Made the trek back with us.
Put it on medium, how about that?
That's fine. Definitely a man of few words.
Done?
Yeah.
He would get like moments, like bursts, like he would talk a bunch and then go hours without saying anything.
Yeah, we sat on
like last night. I don't think he said like maybe 10 words.
Yeah.
When we were out at the fire.
Well, and then when we were sitting on the beach and we got up Saturday, it was a real nice day out. So we went down by the water and we were sitting there.
Yes,
and
I got sunburned.
I look over and they had all these Adirondack chairs lined up, and so we're sitting in like a semicircle. And I look over and Don's just facing the water, hands on the chair, and just dead ahead stare. And I'm like, Danielle, look at Don.
I know, and I was like,
And he just didn't move. Sat there for maybe about 20-25 minutes.
All I can think of is Forrest Gump on the park bench, just staring straight ahead.
That's exactly what it looked like.
kind of. So finally he said something to him too.
Yes.
Just stretching my back.
Oh yeah. I looked over at one point, and he was in like a 4-point football stance.
Yeah, sitting in the chair.
Sitting like on the edge of the chair, hunched over, and he's got his fingers out and like pressed into the sand. And he was like that for about 5 minutes. I was like, Don, you all right over there, bud? He's like, oh yeah, just stretching my back. Okay. And that was
the
it.
end. No more conversation.
I feel like Don's one of those throwbacks to like the old Clint Eastwood Man with No Name, like the stoic, hero from the Old West who doesn't say a lot, but when they do, it's like everybody goes, what?
Well, and he did. Well, yeah, when he said he had a couple one-liners that.
Yeah.
Well, like I told him we stopped at Tony's in Birch Run on Friday.
Yeah, saw the pictures.
And
bacon.
Yeah, I still have some left actually. And
why did you not bring it down here?
Oh, it's at the house. I'm sorry, I could have.
You guys suck. Go ahead.
But we went to the gas station after. Cory wanted to grab something before we left. And he's like, Don, do you want to come over? And he like paused for a minute. And I was like waiting for him to be like, for what? And he didn't fucking say it. He said something else, and I was like, damn it, Don. And he started laughing. I was like, come on.
Don does know the power of a one-liner, and the power of a one-liner is you don't repeat it and make it a catchphrase because then it loses its power. But he has what would probably be known as an economy of words.
Yes. Because even Ange said, on the way up there, she's like, oh, you got the talker over here.
Right.
The only thing he said back, he's like, well, yeah, sometimes I don't even have a chance to say anything back to you.
Oh, that's so true.
And I could just imagine Angie sitting there going on and on, doing her Angie thing, and Don just,
Right.
A
very one-sided conversation.
I think that was most of the trip up there. Is Angie was talking to him, and he was just,
Yeah, and then so at the gas station, he's like, he wasn't getting out of the car, so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess you just wait here or come with us. And it only took him like a minute for it to all register, and he was like, oh, okay. And he got out of the car. I'm like, all right. And then there was a huge gas station that sold liquor and everything. It was almost like a strip mall, and it had a subway on one side, huge gas station. There was something on the other side. And when we pulled in, and that was the other reoccurring thing this weekend. Everywhere we went, I'd go to pull in a parking spot, and someone pulled right in front of me.
Like every time.
Or like cut you off to like take the
Not like a violent cutoff, but like just like went right in, like I wasn't waiting there or anything. So we pulled in this gas station, and I'm dead ahead. I have this parking spot. Out of nowhere, just before I get there, this truck turns and pulls right in. Son of a bitch.
Which had just happened at Tony's prior.
Oh yeah, some lady from Oklahoma or something. I was sitting there waiting.
It was Minnesota.
Was it Minnesota? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there.
Same difference.
Sorry, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Minnesota we meant to disparage, not Oklahoma.
Like Minnesota.
We love Oklahoma.
So,
Oklahoma.
I'm sitting there waiting to turn, and this lady from Minnesota just goes right in the spot.
Fucking Minnesota.
I'm like, okay. So, but when we were at this gas station, so that truck pulled in, so I'm like, that was literally the last spot. So I'd go all the way down by the subway. So I'd park in front of the subway.
Mind you, prior to this, he had told them that we were going to stop and buy alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, the second we get, close to town, we got to stop and, find a liquor store or whatever. And we had just left Tony's not an hour and a half earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know Tony's off I-75, the portions are not. This is what they're known for.
Giant, right?
Giant portions of everything.
On the side of bacon, you get a pound of bacon.
Yes, yeah. And that's exactly. So I got toast and eggs and bacon, and it was
like 6 eggs.
We had 4.
Half a loaf of toast.
The toast is amazing. It's the homemade bread.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, a pound of bacon.
Right. It's literally the perfect place to get a hangover breakfast.
Oh yes, and so Don got an omelet.
Right.
12 eggs in the omelet.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
And you took a picture of it.
I really want to see this picture.
It's huge. It was the entire plate. Like, the plate's bigger than Cory's laptop.
Holy cow, that's big.
That's what she said.
Anyway.
So I park in front of Subway.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're all stuff from eating at Tony's.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, anyone want Subway? And I get out. Danielle got out, and I turn around and look at the car, and Angie and Donna are both sitting in the back of the car. Angie's on her phone. I'm like, you guys coming? Like, oh no, we don't want any Subway. Like, there's a liquor store. I'm like, I'm not going to Subway. So again, it took both of them this time like a minute for everything to register. They're like, oh yeah, okay, well let's get out and go in. I'm like, oh.
All right.
So it was. There were some interesting moments this weekend.
Well, it looked like you guys had a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was nice and relaxing.
Yeah. Why were you were swimming at 1 in the morning?
Because he's a weirdo.
I love the water.
I knew that. The water would have been there at 8 a.m.
Apparently, it was colder.
It was actually colder the next day.
Really?
It wasn't too bad at night.
Okay.
But that was fun. Nice.
I don't know. I thought I had frostbite on my feet.
You're generally cold though.
The water was probably about 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Give or take.
If that.
Yeah.
Don did. I got Don coming with me on Saturday though. Yeah.
Well, that's a nice mental picture of you and Don frolicking in the surf.
That's right.
On Lake what?
Huron.
Thank you. I can never remember the Great Lakes and where they are.
Gotcha.
We'll buy you a map for your birthday.
I would appreciate that. Coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
The big 50.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting to hear back from Todd to see if we're actually going to get him, but I did see just when you guys were coming up that Rick Ocasek died from the Cars.
Oh.
75. I didn't know he was 75, but...
That's a decent run.
And I have no idea what he died from, because you guys had just pulled up, and I'm like, okay. But I mean, he was producing records for Weezer and all sorts of other bands.
Oh, wow.
This whole time. And they were doing like a Cars reunion thing. I don't know how recent it was, but yeah. It was a double blow this weekend because Eddie Money died.
Yes. Someone brought that up this weekend.
I did.
Yeah. So I don't know if we want to call this a celebrity death segment.
I didn't realize Eddie Money was 70.
I want to say he was a cop before he
Really?
went into music. I don't know if he was a New York or New Jersey cop.
Huh. I didn't know.
I could be totally wrong. I'll look that up later.
I trust
That's
you.
what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was explained to me that, maybe you're mistaking him for Dennis Farina, the actor.
Oh.
He's been in tons of stuff. He was in Casino. He was in Midnight Run. He always played like a gangster.
Okay.
But he was also a cop before he started acting. So anyway, I don't know if this counts as like a new celebrity death segment, but with those two from this weekend, I'm like, man, I feel like we've lost a lot of people in 2019. So I pulled up, the celebrity stars that we've lost in 2019, and there were a bunch here that I think I either forgotten about or I didn't really know about. So, Valerie Harper, the actress from like Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Oh,
Peter Fonda died from, Easy Rider, classic 60s counterculture movie. Toni Morrison, the author, we've lost already. Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner, dead.
I didn't know half these people died.
Yeah. Who else? Sorry, I'm going down through the list here. Rip Torn from Men in Black.
I do remember hearing about him.
Yeah, and he was one of the ones where I'm like, man, he was old. That was not a surprise. I'm like, oh, he was still alive?
I thought he died already 3 years ago.
I did. Who else do we have? A bunch of British. Doug Beinhart's wife died.
Mm-hmm.
Did she really?
Yeah. She died from cancer.
Oh, shit.
Max Wright, who was the dad from Alf, died.
I do remember that show.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Gloria Vanderbilt died.
They were just talking about that. Well, it wasn't an old podcast, but they were talking about that today.
On Dave and Chuck Free?
Yeah.
Or were they? Were they also talking about Franco Zeffirelli, the Italian film director?
No.
Oh, no.
Get your shit together, Dave and Chuck. Bushwick Bill, co-founding member of the Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
Krabby. I'm sure Krabby's pouring a shout out for his homies. Ghetto Boys were Damn It Feels Good to Be a Gangster from.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good old Office Space.
Dr. John.
Do you want to go outside?
No, he doesn't.
I'm trying to get him to move.
Good luck with that. Tim Conway. Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat's dead.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Doris Day. Peggy Lipton from the Mod Squad. Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca.
Yes, I did know that.
John Singleton, the director, who made Boys in the Hood. Who's Larry Flash Jenkins?
Dead, isn't it?
Oh, he was in Ferris Bueller.
Who did he play in? What did he play in Ferris Bueller?
He was in Fletch too. Have you seen Fletch?
No.
Chevy Chase. Cory?
Nope.
Never? What? Okay. Blood pressure rising.
Sorry.
Rage building.
Sorry.
You must watch Fletch. He was one of the homeless guys that Fletch had befriended on the beach when he was doing research for his newspaper expose. Ken Kercheval from Dallas. He was one of the bad guys. Here's one for you. Lorraine Warren. She's a paranormal investigator.
Oh, no.
She was the real-life paranormal investigator who was portrayed by Vera Farmiga in 2013's horror film The Conjuring and its sequel. Yeah, she claimed to have clairvoyant powers, and together with her husband, Ed, investigated thousands of alleged hauntings traveling as far as the UK and Japan. In 1976, she and Ed investigated the so-called Amityville Horror, and so the film was based on her time
shit.
Oh, that's
at the
interesting.
Amityville house. Yeah.
That's a creepy movie,
Given
too.
your love for the paranormal.
Well, in Amityville, that's a huge landmark for paranormal investigators.
Yeah.
So if they were the first ones to look into that, that's pretty big.
Charles Van Doren died. Charles Van Doren was the guy who, in the 50s, he was a contestant on the quiz show, and he was the one who rigged the contest. He had a 14-week winning streak on the NBC quiz show 21, starting in November 1956. He earned $129,000, which in 1956 was like $2 billion today. Sorry, $2.3 billion today.
Wow.
2.3.
Yeah. An impressive sum.
I'm trying to remember because Netflix just had a special out that we watched about.
The Price is Right.
Well, there's that one. But there was also another one of all the people that either kind of figured out game shows and how to win them, or because there was the one, and I'm trying to remember what that game was that he was on.
Which one?
The guy that you just mentioned.
Oh, 21.
What was the premise of the show?
I don't know. All it says is the show's producers had provided him with the answers, and he pleaded guilty to perjury for lying to a grand jury. Because they wanted to create buzz to get word of mouth going about the show. So, like, let's give all the answers to this one guy and go win like a record sum. And
that was because it was a black and white show, and there was one contestant had to go into like the soundproof booth.
I think that might be it.
And they put the headphones on and all that so they couldn't hear the other contestant. And it was basically, they'd get a series of questions, like insane questions. And I can't remember the exact rules, but yeah, that's the one. He was on that special.
Kind of like trivia questions almost, like that answer? Or?
I mean, I guess if any questions really a trivia question.
I don't know if they were, and I don't know like what we know as trivia questions today from like Jeopardy. I don't know that was a big thing back in the 50s.
Right.
They were probably more like history type questions.
Okay.
I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But that's different from the guy who was on Price is Right, who just figured out the game.
Right.
This guy cheated with the help of the producers.
Right.
But the guy in the Price is Right, that's an amazing story. He just figured out the
algorithm, basically.
Yes. He's just really, really smart.
Mm-hmm. And the crazy part about even watching that, the fact that he had spreadsheet upon spreadsheet of all the prizes and what they cost.
Yeah.
And realizing that the prices never changed.
Yeah.
Even over all the years. It was always the same price.
Right.
So for him to go through and do all that research and have like model numbers of things and all that.
Yeah. But they said that was his thing. He just he lived in this small town and he loved problems, like problem solving like that. So he would just kind of get obsessed about like little details in solving this problem. And the problem to him was, there's a pattern here. I just don't know what it is yet.
And to sit down and figure that out, that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I can't remember how much money he won, but it was some kind of crazy.
A lot.
Yeah,
he won. But and I didn't realize the rules with.
Oh, all right.
First of all, how long it took him to actually get on the show.
Yeah.
Right.
And then once he won the showcase.
Because didn't he go to the?
He went only 34 times. He went to the taping of the show, but he only got on the once and ended up winning the showcase. And apparently there's something in the contract that if you win the showcase, you never again can be on the show. So he kept on going back to watch the show, and like he would help people out by giving them answers. When the crowd shouts there, what number they should put up on the board.
Right.
He would do that, but he could never get back on. And then finally, they finally changed the ruling that it was like 15 years or something like that. Then that your slate would be wiped clean, and you'd be allowed back on the show. So sure enough, he got back on and won the showcase again. I'm like, how did you not see? Like, they should have known right away.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember the guy's name, but
either.
Yeah, it's so and so. He's here all the time.
Yeah.
He won. He obviously knows what he's doing. So, you should have just been like, here you go, bud. And then just take all the prizes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really fascinating story about that guy.
Well, because I think the first time he got down to, wasn't it the first time he got down to actually do the bidding? He kept getting out, like he got outbid or whatever. So I don't know if he made it up on the stage the first time.
Oh, like the politics of the show, like someone bid over him by like a penny.
Right.
Yeah, that's always a dick move. But that's how you get
a
stage.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Right. Or you go,
you bid
all these people are way
$1.
over, I'm just going to go $1. Right, exactly. Bunch of jerks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, there's a bunch more, but they're like Italian actresses and, people who were on like My Mother the Car back from 1948.
My Mother the Car.
I don't even know who they are, much less I know you guys are going to know, so we don't have to go through all those. But yeah, there's a lot of people that I hadn't realized had died, but I'm sure every year is probably like that. By the time you get to September, you're like, oh, the deaths are piling up now.
Is it the Oscars when they say all the people have passed like over the past year?
They do, but generally they're only those people who were actors or actresses or directors, or they were cinematographers.
But even when they do those, I always forget like that either they died or I thought they had died like in the previous year.
Yeah. But there's like, so you would see like David Bowie and Prince up in that montage, but only because they had acted in the film.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
But like, you didn't see Tom Petty up there for the Oscars. I mean, unless I'm forgetting he won an Oscar or something like that. So yeah, it's a very narrow field for them.
So, and TMZ reported that it's still unknown how Rick Ocasek died.
Well, yeah, I just saw it on the headline like an hour ago. So I don't know if he was sick. I mean, again, like Eddie Money, I saw him last summer at Meadowbrook, or no, in Royal Oak at the Arts Beats and Eats Festival, and he did not. I think it was cancer. I don't know if it was prostate cancer.
It was esophageal.
Esophageal cancer. Okay, so maybe like, back in the 70s, he smoked like 8 packs a day or whatever. But he didn't. He just looked like it was like he couldn't even sing his own songs. He would like get half the verse out and he'd be like, "You sing," and after a while, like you do that enough, like at every verse, and you're like, "Oh, okay, he clearly doesn't remember all the words."
Right.
And he was kind of shuffling around the stage.
Painful.
It might have been, but
then don't do that.
But he also, right?
Sorry.
It was a festival, so people didn't. I don't think they paid money
Probably not for
just to get in the festival, right?
Yeah, you paid
not
in the
just
festival.
to see him, right? But while
once you're in there, then
So you can't really argue that, people would have been like, "Oh my God, I want my money back."
Right.
But he was just shuffling around the stage like he wasn't really sure where to go, and it was like someone put my dad out there, and they're like, "Hey, I know you know all the words." "No, I don't." "Yeah, you do."
Go on.
Just go out there and figure it out. Like, you ever seen Mick Jagger and the Stones? Yeah. Well, just do what he does. "I'm 74. I can't do that." "Just get out there, old man."
Go on.
And they pushed him out of the stage and they refused to let him off. That's what he looked like to me. He was just kind of... It was as though he was wearing a bathrobe and slippers. He was shuffling like that.
When can I leave?
Am I done yet?
So when I heard he died, I was like, that makes sense. Not surprised. But Rick Ocasek seemed to be pretty active in the... If he wasn't recording music, then certainly like producing, like, and not just with like older bands too. He had like younger.
Right.
He just was a really good ear for music, I guess. So, all right. So you want to try to get Mr. Dillon on the line?
We can do that.
Okay, comma, calling you in a minute. All right. So I assume I got to bring it back after this. Let's do this. Where we get this mic.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's do. Did it pop out?
Yeah.
Hello. Good?
Good.
I think we're good. All right. Let's get Mr. Dillon on the old speed dial. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Waiting. Oh my God.
Thanks, Todd.
I did tell him I'd be calling you in a minute. I didn't quite wait a minute, did I?
But you would assume he was still by his phone. I mean, because how many minutes were between last text?
Maybe I caught him in the bathroom.
Maybe.
Pre-call pooping.
He might have, seen my text. I'll call you in a minute.
Oh, no.
Oh, I gotta get this out of the way. Oh, he said, okay. All right, let's try this again.
Okay, but I'm not going to answer.
Right.
Hello.
Whoa, there he is.
Todd, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm going to adjust your volume for a little bit because this is actually, you're louder than I thought you'd be.
Am I booming?
A little bit.
Cool.
So
All right,
get that pre-call pooping. That's what we figured you were doing when you didn't answer.
No. I actually got 2 briskets on the grill.
Oh.
Are you using the big green egg?
I am.
Why 2? Why 2 briskets? One for you, one for Mary?
No, one for me and Mary, and one of my guys just recently was diagnosed with cancer, so I'm making one for his family.
Oh, I feel horrible now.
Okay. Wait,
I should. I do.
Kick this one off with a happy note.
Keeping it light.
Keeping it light. Right. Let's move directly into spittle-emitting rage and talk about the Lions game. I didn't text you about the Lions game.
They won.
They did.
won.
They did win. I'm not sure how.
And their kicker went kicker.
Well, yeah, it worked out in our favor. We've been talking all weekend about lousy kickers and how they've been plaguing all the teams we've been watching. It actually worked out in our favor for the Lions this week.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about your theory that if Todd, so this is a theory, right? Todd and I were texting.
It's not a theory. It's if I ever coached anything, I wouldn't have any kickers on my team. That's not a theory. That's a statement of fact.
All right, but so we knew from watching Army Michigan last week that kickers were a factor. We knew from the Kentucky game. Todd was sending me texts in all caps about how much he hated kickers. And so it's a theory because you haven't done it yet, and it's not likely to happen. But
And I don't coach anything, but I mean, ultimately, it's still not a theory. I'm just saying that we're on to take up football coaching.
How?
And if as an assistant or anything, we would not have any kickers, no punters, nobody who actually kicks the ball.
So how do you start that game off?
I have one of my extra linemen that actually does something, kick the ball down the field.
so you do have a kicker.
I was going to say, at that point, wouldn't that make him a kicker?
No. He's probably one of my hurt guys. It's to shame him in Vietnam.
Wow.
So rather than keeping a kicker on staff that would only kick on kickoffs, you're gonna shame one of your injured reserve players.
I'm going to shame somebody who doesn't want to do his sprints at the end of practice. Anybody in the country club is eligible to kick the ball.
Okay. So you're ready to punt. You can't convert on 3rd down. You're looking at 4th and 8. What do you do?
I'll always quick kicks with the quarterback. Plus, if I was coaching it down, I'd never do.
Are you talking about the drop kick?
No. The quarterback's to kick the ball. Again, probably my backup quarterback. He's not good enough to start. He's good enough to kick the ball.
So it's not so much you wouldn't have any kickers. You're just using the kicking position as a form of
punishment.
Yeah, negative reinforcement for your.
Well, here it is. I'm not going to have any non-athletes on the team. And non-athletes who are head cases.
I kind of want you just to coach now.
I do. I'm thinking about it because this should be like a nationwide. This should be a movement. Kickers are wrecking more games for more fans than I've ever seen in my life.
So okay.
Go back to that square toe thing, and have a
I was saying, so we're gonna have the IR lineman kick off.
Yep.
Your crappy QB is gonna punt.
Yep.
Now who kicks the extra point?
No extra points. Go for 2 every time.
Going for 2 every time. Okay.
Kick the extra point. You're going for 2 every time.
That seems.
I guess if you get a 50% success rate on that, then there's no difference, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna
So actually, if you dig back into the annals of my high school alma mater.
Oh no.
Yes, indeed. We had a kicker, a guy who shouldn't have been on the team. And he missed the first extra point of the season. After all season long kicking from everywhere on the practice field when it didn't count. Freaking never having a dirty uniform. He missed that first opening extra point. We went for 2 every game. We scored over 80% of the time. And we won a state championship. So no kickers.
Did he get to take the field for the championship?
He got a ring. I protested it. Technically he was on the team, but again, he didn't do anything. I think he had like a secondary bench position.
Well, you gave him one shot, right?
Yes. Because you know what? If he'd made that when he would have gotten our hopes up, we would have lost in the semifinals when we needed him to make a pooch kick. I have a hangnail. The laces weren't turned right. I don't feel good.
Wow.
So this started at a young age where you started hating kickers.
Well, I didn't really start hating them until I actually met them in college.
I know, yeah.
I never respected them, but I didn't dislike them. But now, as a guy who's gambled on football, and as a fan of the game, at every level, it's just disappointing to see that a guy who has, arguably, he does one thing all day during practice, while everybody else is trying to figure out defenses or offenses, learning plays. This guy's learning how to do tricks with the ball on the sideline. And then, when I need him to win a game or keep us in a game, I can't count on it because again, the laces aren't turned right. The field is too muddy. It's freaking hard. And again, it's not like these guys are missing. If you miss a 58-yard field goal, I'm not going to complain. But when you're missing extra points, again, Adam Vinatieri is going to be in the Hall of Fame as a football player. And he's missing extra points.
Todd, you're kicker from the high school days. Have you ever thought about tracking him down and getting that ring back?
Let's just put it this way: if he tweets, Facebooks, or otherwise how he was part of any kind of championship, I will call him out. I'll go Trump on him.
I was like, do you still have contact with this guy?
No.
Oh.
I don't have contact with him. I don't even know his name.
So how long do you have to, how much care and feeding does that brisket require?
I have to get on it another hour, but I have my trusty alarm. As soon as my alarm goes off, I have to go and wrap it.
Oh, you got an hour? You got an hour?
Oh,
okay. All right. So the last time I got together with Todd had come back to Michigan for a funeral. And as per the usual way, I got a last-minute phone call saying, "Hey, I'm going to be in town. Here's the days. Are you free?" And I'm like, "Yep, I will always move heaven and earth to make it to a Todd Dillon outing." And while we were there, I was telling Todd, Dave Chappelle had just released his new special, and I
watched it. Very good.
What'd you think?
I thought it was very good. It was a different Dave Chappelle. He actually took on some serious topics. It wasn't just all goofery.
Yes, and it didn't all necessarily go well either because, he got some blowback from it. People who didn't think you should joke about those topics.
Don't tread on transvestites. I get it.
Yeah, although he's done that every one of his last 4 specials. He jokes about his relationship with the T part of the LGBT community and how much they hate him, but he just can't help from making jokes about it.
But he brought it home this time because he actually made a friend in the transsexual community.
Yes, yeah.
So I was proud of him. He's grown. He's evolved.
But I was telling Todd that whenever I watch, since Dave made his comeback, this is I think his 5th Netflix special, and I watch him, and I get that same feeling when I'm listening to Todd tell stories, and which are always funny. And
that's a high bar.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, oh, Todd Dillon, you could be the next Dave Chappelle, but I want.
I could.
But I'm like, man, you really should go out there and try, because I see it in you and I hear it in the stories. And you're too comfortable sitting there in your Pacific Northwest mansion, making your briskets. Need to get you out of your comfort zone. Yes, no. Oh,
Todd,
did we lose you?
Yep.
We did. Oh, goddamn cell signal. Let's see if we can get it back. What network am I on first? Oh, that's not good. Let's go to the other one. Ladies and gentlemen.
Technology.
Yeah.
Oh, has our Wi-Fi failed us again?
It might be. I'll do even better. You guys talk for a minute. I'm gonna go get the house phone.
Oh,
Oh,
there
look
you
at
go.
that.
Yeah, then we're not gonna have
House phone. What is this?
That might actually work.
Who would have thunk? What you doing over there?
Trying to note the time that we got Todd on the phone,
Oh, okay.
so I can introduce him in the video as our featured guest.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I was like, what is that noise?
Just the house phone.
It's that house phone
All right, so we're gonna try this again.
that people have. Does the house phone have speaker?
Yeah. There we go. Oh boy.
Oh, Todd, and your voicemail.
Maybe it was on his end that the call failed.
No, it was definitely mine.
Oh,
Definitely mine.
he's still talking to us.
All right, try one more time here. He's like, oh, I got time to get one more poop in.
Had to pinch that last one off real quick.
Oh my God, Cory.
Ugh,
Wake up.
it was a long weekend.
It was. Especially when you stay up till the wee hours of the morning.
Nope.
It's only 5.
Todd?
You hear me?
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm back.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that. It was me.
My phone went haywire. It was down, so I rebooted it.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it. So
So you were comparing me to Dave Chappelle, and I was loving it.
I was. I said, and last thing I said was, I think we need to get you out of your Pacific Northwest mansion over there with you and your briskets and your comfort, and pull you into pull you out of your comfort zone and get you out there. Comedy clubs, one night stands.
Yeah, just put him in America's Got Talent.
I don't know American people.
Oh, Mary will be good. She's supportive.
One night stands?
Yeah.
I think he means it one night stands in comedy clubs.
No one night stands.
There's like a lag because I was you know.
Oh, Bob's house phone even sucks.
Okay.
Hold on.
Another one?
All right, you still there, Todd?
I'm still here.
All right.
Sounds like you're in the tunnel though now. Before it was really crystal clear.
Well, I could try the cell phone again and see if we get any better. You want me to do that?
It's fine. It's fine. I can hear you. It sounds better before, but it's fine. I can hear you.
At least this one we're not going to lose the signal.
Okay.
So, I meant to tell the Chappelle thing to get into the next thing, which was, I know, in telling some of these stories, Todd, that sometimes it's tough to just launch right into him, and sometimes you need like a cue to kick it off.
Well, it's not as
No, boy.
You there still?
I'm still here.
It might be his phone. No.
Maybe. All right. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's you're kind of crackly. All right, I'll tell you what, buddy. I'm gonna stay right there. I'm gonna try you back from the first phone again, and we'll see if it.
Actually, hang on one sec. I'm going to text you over my land.
Oh, perfect. Okay. All right, I'll call you right back.
Bye.
Bye.
Two of the only people that I know that still have landlines.
Well, I work from home,
That's true.
so I'm on a lot of conference calls, and if I had that like
Right.
dropping call stuff happen all the time, it'd not be good. So I'll never drop a call. That's unless it's your phone.
Right.
There we go. Okay. All right, folks, give it one more try.
Hello.
Oh,
How's that?
It's pretty good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Can you still hear me?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
All right. So what I was trying to say was, I know sometimes you have tremendous stories, and sometimes it's tough to just like ask you to launch into a story. But I don't know that I really understand the method that I need to use to draw you out and maybe lead you into the story that I want to hear. So you may have to help me out with that.
Yeah, well, it's tough. It's typically, I mean, like the last time I dialed in, I think we just talked. Something came up in conversation, and I kind of went off. And typically, the stories are really good because I had the context based on something that we're talking about already. So I don't know if you can like lead me into it because again, I think that's the difference between a real comedian and someone who plays one on the weekends. Is again, I don't have any methodology as far as actually telling the story so that it's entertaining every time I tell it, right? I think Dave Chappelle can tell the same joke 100 times and it's entertaining because he knows how to set it up and all those other things, whereas mine typically come out, my best storytelling comes out when, going down the road, you say, hey, I'm really tired, we should go stop at that hotel, and then it's a Red Roof Inn, and then I tell you about the chicken and porn story, right?
I think you just did what I was trying to do.
Yeah, but the story won't be as funny because nobody was talking about that.
but now we are.
But here we are.
I'm putting that one on the shelf.
No, don't put it on the shelf.
I'm putting it on the shelf.
All right, so I guess I'll. All right, let me try this then. So Todd, Aaron and I went out to Chicago this past week for a business workshop, and we were told to fly to Chicago, but opted to drive.
Save the company $1 or $2. I like it.
Right, but they didn't like that. They're like, well, what are you going to do then? How are you going to get there? We're like, we're going to rent a car. And it was like no one had ever rented a car from them before. And I don't know whether they were like, you know what? If you get in an accident, then someone's going to be liable. And I'm like, I have insurance. It'll be fine. I swear I'm not going to ditch my insurance.
Well, riddle me this. What would have happened if you'd actually flown to Chicago, gotten to the airport, then rented a car?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No
It would
difference.
have been the same dilemma that they were bitching about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so you'd think that it would have been fine, because it certainly would have been cheaper for the two of us to drive. And
Sure.
And it's not like we both rented a car. We rented the same car. Aaron rented it, so he drove there and back.
There you go.
And they didn't have any problem in buying us like crazy expensive meals every single night we were there, at like Brazilian steakhouses and fish markets with bronzino and scotches and.
From the pictures I was seeing, it didn't seem like much work was getting done.
Well,
It's a boondoggle. I like it.
It was at the end of the day, so it was a hard day's work, but there was always like a boondoggle.
Reward at the end.
Exactly. But I know for me, I would rather do that every time rather than drive to somewhere like Chicago where, I had like a 50% success rate of even getting on a plane and getting back on time, much less, having to spend another night in Chicago because my plane got canceled.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in 4 hours, you're ultimately, if you do according to the airlines, right, and if it's the weather is bad or potentially going to be bad, you're going to use 4 hours of travel time getting to and from the airport, getting through security and all that good stuff that it would take you to drive there.
Right. And I didn't have to pack anything, I didn't have to pack anything and have it, put in like a smaller bag so I can carry it on, which meant I was got to iron it when I got there. None of that stuff. And I didn't have to wear a suit. It was very, it was extremely casual. jeans and polos the whole time, which is really nice, because you and I have both been on those trips, Todd, where it's a day trip and you got to get to the airport in your suit that you're going to be in for the rest of the day,
and you rip your pants.
I think I know where you're leading me on this one.
I am. So have you had any problems in?
I've had an experience where I had to wear a suit because I had a meeting with someone. So again, I don't know how funny this will be, but I actually had a business trip. The story that Bob is alluding to is I had a business trip out to a customer site, and it was when I was living in Boston still, and I was traveling to meet this customer, and the customer, we had a pretty bad incident there, and so the customer kind of demanded root cause analysis discussion along with executive presence. So I went out there with the president of our storage division, so a pretty big shot guy, and I kind of gathered all the intel. I had the story of what happened technically. I was really there to kind of cover that piece, and my boss's boss at the time was there to be act as the executive to show that he understood what was happening, and that we would do everything in our power to make sure it didn't happen again. And so and I had done this trip a million times and traveled the world kind of doing these sorts of things with him before. Actually not with him, but actually typically for him. But on this particular trip, they demanded that a VP or above show up for penance. And so on this particular trip, I put on my suit, like Bob said. I got dressed in one of my best suits, and was noticed that morning when I put it on, it was a little bit tighter than I recall, but not bad. It wasn't anything like I was embarrassed, but it felt a little bit snugger than I'd been used to.
All that brisket.
So anyway, I didn't think anything of it. Hopped in the car on my way to the airport. I noticed that I was low on gas, and I wanted to get gas because I had left in plenty of time. Went and stopped at a little gas station right on the highway. Start pumping my gas, and I ended up getting...
Tell your guy to... Yeah.
To give him a raise so he can afford a pair of pants.
Right.
Poor guy's walking around like a homeless man with holes in his pants.
Exactly.
I love that story so much. I think it's it's second only to the chicken story, which hopefully we're going to save for another time.
Yeah, we'll do that one another time. Plus, I haven't shared my Disney story with you.
Oh, I might not even know the story.
I was going to say, I do. I've heard the Rip Pants story several times now. It gets better every time.
Oh yeah. And
the Red Roof Inn, I vaguely...
I remember that one.
It's starting to come together in my head.
Like it wasn't that good.
Oh no, it was good. Like bits and pieces are...
Who said I remember that one?
Danielle, I remember you talking about it.
You said like it wasn't that good a story.
No, it is a good story.
it's
a great story.
It's been
You're like stopping me from going out to one night stand night.
No. Todd, it's been several years. Todd, it's been several years since you've told that story where they were there at the bar where you told it.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
I'm pretty sure you told it we met him at Buffalo Wild Wings before.
Yeah, I'm sure it was Buffalo Wild Wings.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other place. that's the go-to, right? Because for so long, whether Todd was living in the Massachusetts area or in the Washington area on the West Coast, there weren't Buffalo Wild Wings out there, and Todd's a big wing fan.
I am a big wing fan. Now there's Buffalo Wild Wings down from my office, but their quality's gone down. But the one nice part is Buffalo Wild Wings universally are open the latest. They don't have those weird like on Mondays or Tuesdays or in the week where they close at like 10 o'clock. So that is one still good consistent thing about B-dubs.
Yeah. All right. So do you need a lead-in for the Disney story?
Oh, do I need a lead-in for the Disney story? So this is a multi-part story. So this happened actually a long time ago, and so this is actually a little bit very risque. So
forget it.
Is everybody familiar with the term manscaping?
Yeah. I like where you're going. That's a good lead-in.
So I've been known to joke around with Mary about sticking things in her mouth.
Okay.
Little jokes, right?
No, Todd, we are on iTunes classified it as an explicit podcast. You can tell it however you want to tell it.
I'm telling it how I'm going to tell it.
There you go.
I've been known to joke with Mary about putting certain things, pairs of things, into
Pairs of things.
It's always been, hell no. And I would never even dream of it because there's all these hairs on them. Right? So,
Yeah.
so she's like, I'm not entertaining it, but even if I were to entertain it, there is a barrier to entry. And so one year, I got for Christmas, and I actually made a point of it, like, because I've been shaving my head for a while, but there was a time where I was thinking I might actually grow my afro back, and I just never did. And so then I'm like, well, shaving, I cut myself all the time, I miss spots. And so one Christmas, I asked Mary, hey, can we get one of those really nice Norelco wet dry razors so that I can cut my hair quickly and cleanly no matter where I'm at and not worry about carrying razor blades and whatnot in my suitcase and cutting my head and not cutting it correctly, so at least I'll get a nice even cut, because Norelco lifts and cuts and does this great super close shave, at least the ads say that, right? Taking a real razor.
Right.
Okay, so that Christmas I get myself the super duper Norelco wet dry lifts and cut deluxe razor. And that year, Mary and I decided to go on vacation to Disney World. And while we're at Disney World, I'm like, cutting my hair with my Norelco wet dry, and I'm like, this thing works so well that I could take care of one of Mary's objections to putting my balls in my mouth. So I had the brilliant idea of actually shaving my balls with this Norelco razor. Does anyone know why that's a horrible idea?
I can think of a couple reasons. It lifts and cuts. Yeah.
It grabbed one of my ball hairs, my scrotum into the blade section, and lopped off a whole patch of skin off my scrotum.
Oh my god.
And I screamed and passed out.
Passed out?
On the hotel room floor. What happened? What are you doing? I'm like, I was trying to shave my balls so you put them in your mouth. What happened? I go, it lifts and cuts.
Did you not know it lifts and cuts?
It lifts and cuts. One after the other.
It pulled my whole sack. It made my whole blade complex. And there should be like a sticker or a warning on that thing.
Not for use on testicles.
do not make contact with your scrotum.
Holy cow, that should be a warning. I mean, literally I screamed at the top of my lungs and fell on my back. I thought I was dead.
Oh, shit.
I left that Norelco wet dry back in Orlando. I think it's still there.
Oh, you left it in the room? You left it in the room?
I did. I've never Norelco'd any part of my body ever again.
He was
That's one of the most
traumatized.
dangerous tools known to man.
Now, you said this was
When
a...
I see it, I'm glad they don't do the commercials like they used to anymore, because it would make my balls hurt every time I even saw a commercial for them.
Every time you heard the word Disney World?
Oh my goodness.
Now, you said, were those both parts, or there was multiple parts of the story?
Those were both parts.
Okay.
That was the main gist of it.
How long were you out for?
I think an hour.
He was probably supposed to be getting ready to go out to dinner, and she noticed it was taking...
Give Mary a
Yeah.
nice little surprise.
Nice little...
A little pregame before dinner?
Exactly. Who doesn't want a pair of nicely shaved jumblies?
Oh, my God.
Todd, please tell me that Mary subscribes to the podcast.
She's going to be very, very unhappy with me.
Well, not if she doesn't subscribe. You might be fine.
Yeah, that might be.
But that would require me to not list you as being on the podcast, and I can't do that, sir.
So another thing that comes to mind on this one, Todd. Did you ever accomplish that feat?
No.
No.
No, still.
No, I got hairy balls.
Just.
It's not worth it. I can't pass out right now just putting a regular. If that thing does.
He's got
Can you imagine
PTSD.
With a 5-blade frickin' fusion. Oh my god.
Todd wouldn't have balls anymore.
So the solution is to just get as close to the testicles as possible.
No.
No?
No. I'm not putting any sharp cutting instruments up for my balls anymore.
But I mean, you're not actually touching. It's more like you're giving
You're
your.
not gonna put my balls in her mouth. It is what it is.
No, you're kind of. You're just. You're. It's like you're giving your.
He's accepted it.
Giving your balls like a brush cut, like a military, like a Full Metal Jacket.
No.
You're not actually touching the
Like
balls.
a Full Metal Jacket.
Nope.
No.
Funny, he's got PTSD from it.
I feel.
I've damaged myself.
I feel horrible because this is a fantasy that's been so long unfulfilled.
Sometimes you have to leave your childish ways behind, bro.
When I was a child, I thought of childish things. When I became a man, I put those childish things away.
Exactly.
Yep, gone are the dreams of my balls in Mary's mouth.
Gone are putting anything sharp or that lifts, cuts, or otherwise harms people next to my balls. Willingly.
Do you ever just kind of like late night TV, infomercials, see some of the stuff where it's like, oh, you know the one where it looks like a little tiny brush and you kind of like brush it through your eyebrows and it trims all the loose hair?
That sack skin, all that area down there, that's super sensitive. I'm not chancing it. This is what it is now. Unless, Mary gets freaking loses her mind, loses her memory, or decides to like hair on balls, then maybe I'll retry that. But I'm not sticking around with my balls anymore.
Perhaps she falls down a ravine and gets some sort of a
Closed head injury.
yeah. And while she's unconscious, you go, well, no better time like the present. Look, the authorities are on their way, but it's usually a 2-3 minute response time. That's all I need. As long as I don't videotape it, there's no evidence. Sorry, Mary. I don't mean to be giving Todd these horrible ideas.
I know, horrible ideas.
Oh my God, Todd. Yeah, I can't. I want to ask you for the Red Roof Inn story so bad, but how close are you? How close are you to the?
Next time, I don't want to waste it anyway because last time I gave my heart and soul to this podcast. You then informed me, oh yeah, we couldn't hear you, so I cut it.
Yeah, right. So I will personally guarantee I could see you on the meter, and you are and you're coming in through the headphones. There doesn't seem to be any feedback. I will guarantee this is going to go on the air.
Oh,
It's his timer.
That's your
Brisket timer.
alarm.
That's brisket time.
All right, buddy. We love you. Thank you for.
Love you guys too. Thank you for listening to my craziness. But I think I could do a whole hour on this whole kicker thing because I think it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, and we're early in the season, so we're gonna try to have you on next time.
All right, man. Nice talking to you guys.
All right,
Bye,
Todd.
Todd.
Love you.
1,000 G's.
See you. Oh my God, I love his story so
That
much.
was a good story.
I'd never heard that one before.
I
Neither
feel
have
like-
I.
And there's, I've known Todd for years and years and years, so I think I felt like I'd already heard them all. But I'm like, oh, the Disney story? What?
What is this?
Oh,
It took a turn
that
that I
made my
wasn't
day.
expecting.
Right? No,
Like Disney, okay, like
right
what
from
could
the
have
beginning.
happened? Nope.
Like right from the jump, it was balls in her mouth.
I've joked with Mary about putting things in her mouth.
Which I feel like he should be like, contact customer service and let them know they need to put that in the warning label.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
not have
that's
contact with
Yeah.
genital area.
You know what? I probably would need his permission to do it, but I could call Norelco's customer service line and just play this recording back and just tell the story.
I'm sure they would be more than pleased with that.
Oh,
He can't be the only person that's ever tried it and it's happened.
no, probably not. Yeah, but it's probably never been
Because I'm sure,
recorded in such a way.
right? But I'm sure Ty was thinking, like, in theory, like, this would be a great thing. It works so great for this.
Yeah.
Scalp's not as quite as sensitive as the.
But you know what I'd really like to do? I feel like the next time we're on the podcast, it'd be great to get Mary on the phone and get her take from that same story.
if she'd be willing to do it.
I think she would. Especially if she knew that Todd had already told his side.
Well, yeah, it's already out there, so.
Yeah. Yeah, then you could hear like, oh, here I am getting ready. All of a sudden I hear this high-pitched, girlish scream.
Walk in the next
And
room and Todd's blacked out on the ground.
Yep. Totally pantsless.
Razor
razor.
still in hand.
Bleeding all over the place.
Oh my god. Alright, so I got about an hour 25 in. We could do pick of the week if you guys think you've got something. I know it's asking a lot. And you can say no.
I know.
Nothing's
really coming to
mind.
mind right now, yeah.
Yep, you've been a busy Oscar weekend away from
Reality.
social media and reality.
Yeah, I was saying
Netflix, etc.
not too much going on this weekend that we were able to try out.
Yeah.
So
Right. Okay. Or we can wrap it up.
all right, we can do that.
All right, thank you to everybody who tuned in. Cory, if these folks here who are watching us on YouTube wanted to know where to get the audio version of this podcast, where can they go?
Well, you could start on iTunes,
Yeah.
or if you are an Android user, you could try Spotify, Google Play Store.
Okay.
There's so many of them. I can almost Podbean,
Yep. Yep.
Stitcher,
Yeah. That's another good one. Mixcloud.
Mixcloud, SoundCloud.
Not SoundCloud.
Sounded good.
What's the one where they can earn money by listening?
Podbean.
Podcoin.
No.
Podcoin.
Podcoin, that's right. God.
Yeah, pays you for listening.
Yes.
Right.
You get tokens for the more minutes you listen, more tokens you get.
It's like shopping at Kroger, right? Where you get like for every $100 you spend, you get like $1 back.
There you
Something
go.
like that.
10 cents.
Put it towards.
That's really a horrible ratio. You're not really selling it.
I'm sorry. That's what it is.
10 cents on the dollar.
Damn.
I mean, maybe that's what it is. I never used Podcoin, but hey, it's better than zero.
This is true.
Yeah.
Free money's free money.
And for those of you who are listening to the audio version, if you want to see what's going on at the table live, where can they go?
You can go to YouTube
And
search for Schnozzcast podcast. Feel free to like and subscribe while you're there.
Yes, subscribe, absolutely. We're looking for subscribers. You'd be helping us out tremendously. And if they want to send us an email and tell us what they think, or maybe give us some suggestions for topics, or maybe have a question that we can address and answer on the air. A little like viewer mail, like the mailbag.
We can be reached at any time at schnozzcast@gmail.com. So feel free to send a message.
Thank you, sir. I think that covers it. All right, so this is Bob signing off for Schnozzcast. Danielle?
See you next time.
Cory.
See you guys on the next episode.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.